Hello everyone, my name is John Zmickley and I'm a lecturer at Texas State University. And today I'm going to show you a little tour of Google Analytics and show you how you can use this awesome tool to track visitors to your website. First of all, Google Analytics is a free tool for anyone to use, but it has to be set up with a self-hosted website. So if you're using a free WordPress hosted blog like my Fundamentals of Digital and Online Media class, unfortunately you can't really install it onto your site. So this tutorial is more of a tour of some basic features of Google Analytics once you have a hosting plan and have installed Google Analytics tracking code onto your site. So basically you're going to go to google.com/analytics. So I'm going to go ahead and click Access Google Analytics, and when I get there, you'll see that I've already logged in, but I have Google Analytics installed on 4 different websites. One for my current website, and then one for my church website, and then the most popular one that I use it for is the Mass Communication, School of Journalism and Mass Communication website for Texas State University. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I also have it open here in a tab, so you can kind of see what it looks like here. Students usually use this site for getting resources, for getting some news and information and connecting with us, social media. Here are just some quick links as to the different websites that we have, and then also obviously you can see this slider along with all these drop downs as well. So there's lots of web pages here for Google Analytics to analyze and track, and so it's very helpful to get that data using this program. So there's 3 things I'm going to show you today: the audience, acquisition, and behavior panels here in the Google Analytics dashboard. The first thing that it brings you to actually is the audience overview, and that really gives us information about who's visiting our site. And before I get too far into this, I do want to mention that up here you can change the dates for which you look at this information. And since we're a school, I want to kind of look at our last semester. So I'm going to grab the September 1st date and then continue it on until, let's say, December 31st. So that gives me a good snapshot as to what happened last semester on our website. Just at a glance, you can see that when people go to the website, they're going to the website on weekdays and not on weekends. And so that's what all these peaks are weekdays, and the valleys are weekends. And so that's really helpful when I'm coming up with content for the website. I'm going to want to release that content on weekdays and not at like 1 a.m. on a Saturday. And so when I log into the audience, this is again give me information as to my audience's location, what types of devices they're using, what browser they're even using. I can look at their demographics. I'm going to go ahead and just look at the geography. Just to give you an example, I can look at their location. I can look at it on a map, or I could look at it down here on a list. Obviously, most of our visitors are in the United States, and I can actually click on that, and then from there, click on the most popular states even, and then even the most popular cities. And so I can analyze really to a T who's been visiting our site. Obviously, a lot of our visitors are from San Marcos, and that's where Texas State University is. But we also have a lot of visitors in Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. Not too surprising. You can also look at their behavior as to whether they were brand new visitors or if they were returning visitors. And I can tell you right now that piece of data is skewed a little bit. Because most of our students that visit the site are going to get more information. They're going to be returning visitors. They're not going to be new visitors. But yet our data shows us that we have more new visitors than returning. And I've kind of figured out the reason that is because every time a student logs in to a different computer here on campus, it treats them as a new visitor as opposed to a returning visitor. So again, those kinds of things you kind of have to watch out for when you're dealing with Google Analytics, but for the most part, it's very, very accurate. You can also see kind of who's viewing our website on mobile devices, and I can actually not just look at what has happened throughout the semester, but up here in the top, I can also compare it to a previous period, so a previous semester or even a previous year. So I'm going to look at how the mobile devices usage has changed between 2014 and 2013. You can see that the orange line indicates that fewer people were using mobile devices last year, and this year, with the blue line, more people are using mobile devices to access our site. And so that is very valuable information as well. So that just gives us a snapshot of our audience. And then I'm going to look at acquisition, and that's really going to give us information as to how did they get to our site. Did they use a search engine? Did they get directly referred to by another website, or did they go directly to the website? Maybe they have it saved on their homepage or something like that. But this little pie chart shows you that we have about half of them are being referred to by other sites, and then half of our visitors are being finding our website through organic search, and so that would be like Google or Bing or other search engines. And so I can click down here on Google, and so I can click down here on organic search, and then I can see not just that they came here from a search engine, but I can look at different keywords that were typed in to find us. And so for some reason, most of the way that they find us is not provided. I'm not sure why that is, but I can also look at our second most used search term is mass communication. Texas State University, Tim England, he's a faculty member here. Texas State Public Relations. You can see last semester how people found us via search engines and how that information is tracked. And so I talk in my classes also about the value of keywords, and those are used a lot for search engine optimization to make sure that your site comes up higher than other websites or for different schools that are also trying to be mass communication schools. I'm going to want to take these keywords and use them as much as possible throughout my posts. So words like mass communication, Texas State University, those can only help us be found, and it really helps to know those keywords, what people are already typing in, so I can use that to my advantage when I'm coding my website and coming up with content. So I can use these words as much as possible. Then I can also look at who's been referring to us. So I can see that the admissions at Texas State is referring to us. TexasState.edu, obviously those are big hubs for us. And so you can kind of go down here and see most of our referrals are from TexasState.edu. And then I can also set up an overview of how people are finding us on social media, and then create campaigns as well. So there's a lot that you can do with Google Analytics. Now the third thing that I'm going to show you here is behavior. And I can look at not just who our audience is and how they got there, but then what they're doing once they get to the site. And so one major thing that I'm going to look at as I scroll down here is I'm going to look at what is our most popular web page. And it has them listed here. You can see that our most visited web page isn't even our homepage. Our homepage is this number 2 here. You can see a slash, and that indicates that that's our index, our homepage. And it's actually amazing that that's our second most viewed page on our School of Journalism website. And so what that shows me is that people aren't directly going to our homepage, but they're being referred to this other page from some other source. And so what our most popular page is the degree programs fall 2012 and beyond. And I'm going to go ahead and go there just so you can see what it looks like. This is our most popular web page. And the reason that it's the most popular is because students want to log in and find out what they need to graduate, just kind of look at their degree programs, look at the different classes that they need for each one of their majors and emphasis. And so you can kind of go through there and see that if this is our most visited web page, then maybe we could probably do more to serve students and to make it a little bit more visual. Obviously, we've done a lot of work on the homepage to make it nice, but why wouldn't we make that other page nice? And without Google Analytics, I would never know that this is our most viewed web page. I would assume that our homepage is. And so those kinds of things are very valuable when it comes to Google Analytics. And so there's some other things that you could also see within the behavior panel here in Google Analytics. I'm going to go ahead and take off the comparing to last year option. And I'm going to look at the average time on page. This means that on average, most of our viewers are going to be on our site for about a minute, just under 2 minutes. And I want to increase that. Another thing that I want to look at here is the bounce rate. And bounce rate, you can see here, it's the percentage of single page visits that people have visited on our site. And so basically what that means is if somebody goes to our web page and immediately leaves, that's called a bounce. They've just bounced away from our site. They haven't clicked on anything, they haven't done anything, they just went there and left. And that's something that I want to decrease as much as possible. When people come to my site, I want them to stay. So I want to increase their time, and I don't want them to leave. I want them to either click on something or find something interesting enough to continue on in. But anyway, those are the three main things I wanted to show you with Google Analytics. There's obviously a lot you can do. You can set goals. You can track more than just pages. You can also track click-throughs called conversions. But anyway, that's just a basic rundown of Google Analytics. Again, if you go to google.com/analytics, you can also find some tutorials and resources for more training and actually get Google Analytics certified for free on their website.